Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, officers, members of the council. Tonight's first order of business is an extraordinary council meeting. This is also being recorded, so can we make sure if we are speaking, we're using the microphone to do so. There's going to be a recording made of this meeting and the meeting immediately after this, and they'll be put up online tomorrow, hopefully. Move on to agenda item 1, apologies for absences. Councillor Bilby.
Councillor Sanghera, Councillor Prince. Thank you.
Councillor Snaith.
Yeah, apologies from Councillor Charles Archer and Councillor Naomi Archer.
I've got apologies from Councillor Lorna McGuinness, Paul McGuinness and Councillor Price.
Is there any other apologies for absences? No. Move on to agenda item 2, declarations of interest. Is there any? No. We'll move on to then agenda item 3, proposal for freedom of the borough. To consider the following motion raised by myself and seconded by James Dawson. I appreciate this is a bit of a change to convention, so I do apologise. Hopefully. As Mayor, I have the privilege of representing the borough at many events and meetings, and meeting people who give their time, energy to making Erewash a better place. One of those things that constantly stands out to me is just how much of the progress in our town is driven by people who deeply care about the place and are willing to step forward and to lead. Public service does not only come from those elected to our office, also comes from those in our community who volunteer their time and their leadership to help move things forwards. Our borough has always been strong when people from across the public, private and voluntary sector come together with a shared ambition for the future. Over the past few years, the Long Eaton Town deal has represented one of the most significant opportunities for our generation and investment in our borough. Turning that opportunity into real projects has required commitment, coordination and leadership. Richard Ledger has provided exactly that. As a chair of the Long Eaton Town Deal Board, Richard has given an exceptional amount of time and energy ensuring that the programme succeeds. He's worked tirelessly to bring partners together, to guide complex problems through from ideas to delivery, and to ensure that that investment secured for Long Eaton delivers real benefit for our community. Those of us who have worked alongside him know the dedication he has shown. This has never been about personal recognition. It's always been about doing what he's doing. It has always been about doing what is right for the town and the wider borough. Through his leadership, the Town Deal programme has progressed with vision. Projects are being delivered, opportunities are being created, and Long Eaton's future is being strengthened. His work has made a lasting contribution not only to the town but wider into Erewash. It is entirely right that we take a moment to recognise that contribution. The freedom of the borough is not awarded frequently, and it shouldn't be. It's reserved for individuals whose service has been exceptional and whose contribution has brought distinction and pride to our borough. And so, members, I therefore move the following motion, that in accordance with section 249 of the Local Government Act 1972, freedom of the borough is the highest honour this council can bestow. It is reserved for individuals who have given service to the borough, and those contributions have brought distinction, pride and lasting benefit to our community. Richard Ledger's service to Erewash as chair of the Long Eaton Town Deal Board has been exceptional. Over many years, he has demonstrated unwavering commitment, leadership and dedication to the people of this borough, and his contribution has had a meaningful, lasting impact on the prosperity and future of Erewash. In recognition for his service to the borough, the council should hereby confirm Richard Ledger, freedom of the borough of Erewash. Councillor Dawson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And firstly, I beg members' indulgence. I know we don't usually eat in the chamber, but some of you may know that my other half was rushed into hospital earlier on today, so I actually haven't had a chance to eat, and this is my first meal. So, yeah, I beg your indulgence on that one. Mr. Mayor, I'm delighted to second the motion. Richard has been a fantastic asset of chair of the Town Deal Board. obviously dealing with lots of trials and tribulations, not least the change in administration of the council, which obviously can bring its own pitfalls sometimes. But as a Long Eaton lad, his drive and determination and support wholeheartedly for the scheme has been invaluable, and I think all members would recognise that. Richard's chairmanship, as you mentioned, and of the board and its results will have long-lasting impacts on Long Eaton for many years to come. And it's never easy to step into the public space and lead from the front. As members, we all know that at times, but especially if you are not used to it and you're effectively a member of the public. His support for the local community, however, doesn't just extend to the town deal. He's also chair of Erewash Partnership, and along with his business, he supports multiple good causes throughout the borough, such as Erewash Sounds Radio in a Box. If you don't know what that is, I suggest that you go and have a look, because it is really good. So, I think, as we are seeing the town deal projects come to fruition, obviously we do owe Richard a huge debt of gratitude, not just for his leadership, but actually I think for saying yes. Because when he was asked by Councillor Hart to chair the board, he could have very easily said no. And I think, what he's brought to the town deal has been fantastic. So I'm very happy to second the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Dawson. Councillor Hart.
Yeah, well, as you say, the Long Eaton Town Board goes back a good few years. And when we were awarded the money for spending in Long Eaton, we knew that we'd had to have certain people on the board. That was probably the easy part. The fact is, though, we wanted an independent chairman. And Richard's name came up. And 2 or 3 of us went to meet him at his premises. It was quite funny, really. I mean, as you say about doing work in the community, he was showing us round, and he'd got this big machine that made sandwiches and put them in diagonals and all sorts of things. Everything was absolutely. It was a really interesting conversation with him, looking at what he does. And he'd also entertained some of the children at Christmas, and they were making 3D objects and all sorts of things. So anyway, we sort of told him all about the Long Eaton Town Board, what the money was for, and being a Long Eaton lad, he was quite keen. I did point out to him that having your own private business where you can make a decision and something happens the next day or the next week, it would be slightly different getting involved in council business. I think it was still a shock to him when he actually took the position. A few months down the line, he said, he did say, I have great admiration for you councillors and particularly your officers for the work that you do and the frustrations you must feel for not being able to advance things quickly. So really, I mean, he stuck with it. At that time, I thought, oh, the wobble is going to walk away. No, he stuck with it, and he stuck with it right through. And as you say, with a change of administration, it's just carried on. And I know his pet project really was the bridge, and that's happening at the moment. So I know he'll be thrilled about that. So I was sort of surprised to see his name come up, but I think that our group will be supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other councillors wishing to speak? Councillor Howard.
Thank you, Your Worship. In my work as lead member for planning and regeneration, I of course interact with Richard extensively, both in his role as chairman of the Long Eaton Town Deal Board and in his leadership of Erewash Partnership. As others have noted, he grew up in Long Eaton, and he is a true friend not only to the town but to the whole borough in his extensive efforts. He's also an innovative businessman who was chosen to, just down the road in Draycott, employ dozens of people and continue to work and grow his business where he grew up, which I very well respect job creators. I wholly endorse this award of Freedom of the Borough.
Thank you, Councillor Howard. Is there any other members wishing to speak on this item? No, we'll move to a vote then. All in favour? Happy? Any against? Well, yes. Any abstentions? Brilliant. That motion has passed. That concludes this extraordinary council meeting. We're going to have a short 10-minute recess and then get on with the ordinary council meeting. Standing.